everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Now in this video, let's start with this point group. Now what is actually a point group in chemistry? A point group is collection of all the symmetry elements present in a molecule which forms a group. It is nothing but a point group. That means point group is a collection of all the symmetry elements present in the molecule. For example, let's consider H2O molecule. In this, we know that it consists of identity. We know that all the molecules will consist of identity, and it also consists of rotational axis of symmetry and also vertical plane of symmetry. We know that. So it is a collection of symmetry elements present in a molecule. The classifications are like this. It is low symmetry point groups, and the second one is groups with n-fold rotational axis Cn, and the third one is dihedral groups, and the fourth one is asymmetry point groups. These are also called as cubic point groups. And the fifth one is groups with improper axis of symmetry. These are the classifications of point group. Now in this video we shall learn about low symmetry point groups, groups with n-fold rotational axis, and the dihedral groups. In the second part of this video we shall learn high symmetry point groups, that is cubic point groups, and groups with improper axis of symmetry, that is Sn, and these dihedral groups are Dn. Now let's start with our video. First of all, we now study about the low symmetry point groups. These low symmetry point groups are further divided into three types. Let's see what are they. These low symmetry point groups are classified into C1 group, and CS group, and the third one is Ci group. First, let's learn about this C1 group. What is actually C1 group? C1 group is nothing but it consists of only one fold rotational axis of symmetry is present. That means only C1 is present. And the molecule has only one symmetry element, that is identity. You should keep it in mind that all the elements will consist of only one. Commonly they all consist of identity. If you take any molecule, it will consist of identity. It is common for every molecule. So this C1 group is consisting of only one symmetry element, that is identity. Here the point group is nothing but it is a collection of symmetry elements. This C1 group will consist of only symmetry element, that is identity. And all the irregular molecules or chiral molecules with an asymmetric center belongs to this point group. That means asymmetric molecule, that means carbon atom or any other central atom bonded to different groups belongs to this category. That means asymmetric center should be present for a C1 group. So let's learn. I will just write its points. See, it consists of only one fold rotational axis is present. And the second very important point is that only one symmetry element, that means identity. And the third one is all the irregular molecules. Okay, we shall write that all the molecules with asymmetric center belongs to this point group. Now let's take some examples for this. I'll write the examples here only. See here, consider this example. This is CH, Cl, Br, I. See here, in this is a central atom. This is a asymmetric center. That means this H atom is different, this Cl is different, this Br is different, this I is only different. All the different atoms are surrounded by this central atom. So this is asymmetric center. This carbon is having the asymmetric center. So this is belongs to C1 group. So that means if you rotate this molecule by 360 degree only, it will give the original configuration, or else it will not give any other symmetry elements. The only symmetry element is present is identity. Let's take another example. This PO, F, Cl, Br. This P is having all the atoms that are different, so it is also having asymmetric center. So it is also having only one fold rotational axis of symmetry, that is only C1 is present, that is identity. We should rotate the molecule by 360 degree to get the original configuration. This is about the C1 group. Now let's move on to this CS group. Now, what is CS group? Now, C1 group, we learned that it is E. Only symmetry element is E. But in the CS group, with the identity sigma H is also present. This is a collection of symmetry elements in the CS group. CS group consists of identity and sigma H. So, here, what is identity? We already know that a rotation of molecule by 360. To understand these point groups very well, you should have idea about all the symmetry elements. I have explained very clearly about all the symmetry elements in my video. Please check out the playlist of group theory and you can find them. So here coming to CS group, it is consisting of the symmetry elements E and sigma H. Now E means rotation of the molecule by 360 degree. Here sigma H means it is horizontal plane of symmetry. Now let's take some of the example for this. That is HOCl. It is called as hypochlorous acid. It is the structure of this, that is HOCl. We already know that every molecule consists of E. That means rotation by 360 degree or doing nothing operation, we will get the original configuration back. Now identity operation is done. Now the remaining operation in this is a sigma. Let's take this HOCl again. See here, what is a horizontal plane of symmetry means? It is imaginary plane that is perpendicular to the principal axis. So it is HOCl, that is hypochlorous acid. Here is the principal axis for this. And this is the HOCl. And here what is horizontal plane means? Perpendicular to the principal axis. Here is the principal axis and this one is perpendicular to the principal axis. It should cut the molecule like this. So here passing the plane like this. So here is the principal axis, it should cut the molecule like this. So to show it, I have taken this. See here, it is a principal axis means it should be perpendicular. So it should cut the molecule like this. This is the back part of the HOCl and it is front part. These two are the mirror images of this HOCl. It is sigma H. I hope you understood this. Passing the principal axis like this and perpendicular one is like this. It will bisect the molecule into two equal halves. The front part and the back part will be mirror images of each other. Now the next example is, that is This is NOCl, that is nitrosyl chloride. Nitrosyl chloride. See here, in this molecule also we are having identity. Every molecule will have identity, and this molecule is also having identity. Now it is a principal axis, and if you cut the molecule like this, it is perpendicular. This is perpendicular. It is the, if you consider this as a NOCl, it is perpendicular thing, and it will bisect the molecule horizontally. So it is cutting the molecule horizontally. So this NOCl is also having E plus sigma H, that is identity plus horizontal plane of symmetry. Now let's move on to this next one, that is CI group, CI point group. CI point group. See here, in this, what is CI point group means? It is having two symmetry elements, that is E plus I, that is identity plus inversion. Only identity plus inversion is present in this CI group, that is CI point group. Now example, let's take example for this, that is C2H2Cl2F2, that is 1,2-dichloro 1,2-difluoroethane. I will draw the structure here. It is Cl, H, F, Cl, H. So this is the 1,2-dichloro 1,2-difluoroethane. Now see here, this is having identity, we already know that. Now what we should know, that is inversion is also present. That means, what is inversion? If you pass a straight line from one of the atom to and drag that straight line opposite to another atom, we should meet its twin. See, here is the center of this. So if you drag a line like this and opposite to this, we will find its twin, it is Cl. And if you drag a line like this, we will meet H, and in the opposite direction we will meet H only, its twin only. Now in this direction, we will meet F, and in the opposite direction we will meet F only. So dragging the line from the central atom, it should meet its twin in the opposite direction if we extend. So center of inversion is also present in this, that is 1,2-dichloro 1,2-difluoroethane. So the CI group is consisting of E plus I, that is identity plus inversion. Now we have learned that C1, CS, CI, these are low symmetry point groups. This C1 is consisting of only identity, whereas CS is consisting of identity plus sigma H. This CI is consisting of E plus I. This is about the low symmetry point group. Now let's move on to the next point group, that is, now let's start with these groups with n-fold rotational axis of symmetry. These are the classifications of this n-fold rotational axis of symmetry, that is CN. The first one is C2 group, C3 group, and the third one is C4 to C6 group. We shall take that, and fourth one is CNH group, CNV group, and C infinity V group. Let's start with this C2 group. C2 group. Here what is C2 group means? This CN group has n-fold rotational axis of symmetry beside the identity element. Here this C2 is having two-fold rotational axis of symmetry. So it is C2 point group. Now this C2 is consisting of C2 and E, that is two-fold rotational axis of symmetry plus identity. Identity is common for every molecule. Example is H2O2, that is, let's write the structure here. It is dashed H and it is wedged H. This dash shape represents that it is on the back side, and whereas this wedge shape represents that this H is towards the weaver. Now let's apply this C2 operation here. If you do C1, that is rotation by 180 degree, what will happen? If you rotate the molecule by passing a symmetry here, if you rotate the molecule by 180 degree, we will get this hydrogen here and this will come here. In the next step, if you perform C2 operation, that is rotate again by 180 degree, we will get like this. See, it is first one, second one, third one. The first and the third one are similar to each other. So by doing two operations, that is twofold axis of symmetry is present. Let's apply this formula. N is equals to 360 degree by theta, that is N is equals to 360 by 180, N is equals to 2. We will get C2 axis of symmetry in this H2O2 plus identity. Now this is completed. Now let's move to the C3 group. C3 group. Example for this is triphenyl paspane, that is triphenyl paspane, that is P, PH, and PH. It is having C3 axis of rotation, that is threefold axis of rotation. This structure is like this. It is triphenyl paspane. By doing C3 rotation, we will get the original configuration back. That means N is equals to 360 degree by theta, that is N is equals to 360 by 120. That we will get N is equals to 3. It is having C3 axis of symmetry. See here, in this triphenyl paspane, let's name it as 1, 2 and 3. I said here is C3 operation. If you perform C1 operation, what will happen means, you are rotating a molecule. It is a principal axis. PH and it is also PH. See here, after rotation what will happen? That is by 120 degree, this will come this side, that is PH1. This will come this side and this will go that side. And next again C2 operation is done. What will happen? This P, again rotation, this P1 will come this side. See, this P1 will come this side and this P2 will go on the upper side and this P3 will come here. And by again doing C3, we will get PH, PH, PH. By again rotating, this P1 will go on the upper side, this P2 will come here and this P3 will come on the downside. This is a C3 operations, that is C3 threefold rotation axis of symmetry in the triphenyl paspane. Point here in this, the C3 point groups has the symmetry elements, that is they are having C3, C3 square and C3 cube. These three operations, that means C3 is equals to 1 time, whereas C3 cube means it will become C3 into C3. C3 cube means C3, C3, C3. Here remember point that in this C3 square and C3 cube, C3 square will give equivalent configuration, that is C3 square will give equivalent configuration, whereas C3 cube will give identical configuration. For this C3 groups, the symmetry elements C3, C3 square, C3 cube are present. Now moving to next point group, that is C4 to C6. C4 is having C4, C4 square, C4 cube and E symmetry elements. C5 is having, this point group is having C5, C5 square, C5 cube, C5, 4 and E. And this C6 point group is having C6, C3, C2, C3 square, C6, 5 and E. See here, what does it means in the C6, C6, C3, C2, C3 square, like this symmetry elements are present means if we carry out these operations, we will get either original configuration or identical configuration. In the C6 is present. If you perform C6 also, we will get a original configuration or equivalent configuration. C3 means also will get a equivalent or original configuration. Like this, C4 to C6 is having these symmetry elements. Now moving on to CNH group. CNH group. Now the symmetry elements present in this are Cn, sigma H and E. These are the symmetry elements is present in this CNH group. Now coming to the CNV group. That is CNV group. Here the symmetry elements present are E identity, Cn plus N sigma V. We already know that principal axis, it is the principal axis means it should consist of N sigma V or 0 sigma V. That means if we have C2 means we should have 2 sigma V or 0 sigma V. If you find out 1 sigma V, then rest of the things we will know already. Now taking the examples of H2O. Take this H2O. See here, it is the z-axis. Here C2 axis of symmetry is present. That means if you consider this H1, H2, C1 operation is applied means for the C1 operation by rotating by 180 degree, for the first rotation this will come on this side and this H atom will come on this side. Whereas the C2 operation again rotating the molecule by 180 degree, we will get this H1 in its place again and H2 here. So it is having C2 operations. Now what should be present? That is sigma V. We already know that is C2 is present in this H2O. So we should get 2 sigma V, that is 2 vertical plane of symmetry should be present. What is vertical plane of symmetry? That means imaginary line that is parallel to the principal axis. It is an imaginary line that is parallel to the principal axis, which bisects the molecule into 2 equal walls. That means they should be mirror images of each other. See here, let's once again take this H2O. Here is the oxygen and here is the z-axis. For this z-axis, it is the principal axis. Now what is the sigma V? It is parallel to the principal axis. It is the principal axis. If you parallel means this is the line which we should take front one. That means front plane which is parallel to the principal axis. Now it is the z-axis. If you think it is a z-axis, it is parallel. See, these two are parallel. These two will never meet each other. So these two are parallel. It is the z-axis and it is the axis we have that is the imaginary plane which we are placing here. If we place imaginary plane like this, it is parallel. That means it should cut the molecule like this. It will bisect the molecule into two equal halves. That means the front part and the back part are mirror images of the each other. So it is parallel. So as the plane is obtained, one sigma v is obtained. For another sigma v, again is a principal axis. Beside, if we write a imaginary line, means it is also parallel to this principal axis. Yes or no? Yes. So it is a z axis. Here is a plane which is parallel to the principal axis. Now see here, if you bisect a molecule like this oxygen will become like this. So this first one will become the mirror image of the second one. So how many sigma v's are possible here, means 2 sigma v's are possible. So for the CNV group, that is here what we have obtained means it is C2V group. C2 axis is present and vertical plane of symmetry is also present. For the C2V group, the example is H2O. Now let us consider example for C3V. Now let's take this NH3. This is the configuration. For this I am writing to make you understand it. So it is also H. It is NHH. It is having C3 axis. I will show it how. See here it is 1, 2, 3. If you perform C3 operations, means we will get a versional configuration back. See here, N. If you perform C1 operations, this H will come this side and this H2 will come this side and this H3 will go on the upper side. Likewise, if you perform C3 operations, we will get a versional configurations. Now we are discussing about the vertical plane of symmetry in this. It should consist of E plus sigma V and C3 operations. If C3 is present, means how many sigma will present, means 3 sigma V will be present or 0 sigma V will be present. If we see 1 sigma V, then we should directly write that we are having 3 sigma V's. See, let's again take this NH3. If you pass a vertical plane of symmetry, see, if you consider this is a z axis and it is parallel to the, this is imaginary plane which is parallel to the z axis, that will cut the molecule like this. This is the first half and this is the second half. That is, this is the first half and it is the second half. Whereas, okay, I will show it here only. If you pass a imaginary plane like this, means this is a sigma V. Here means it is parallel to the principal axis. So here is the principal axis. Is the principal axis. It is parallel to the principal axis. This off is one side and this off is one side. And again, if you pass the principal axis, the imaginary plane, the vertical plane of symmetry, like this means also, it is also parallel to the this plane. This is the principal axis. This is one off and this is another off. So total 3 sigma V's are possible in this NH3. So it is having C3V in NH3. Now the next one is CNH point group. That is CNH group. CNH point group. Here the symmetry elements are identity, Cn and sigma H. That is identity, rotational axis of symmetry and also horizontal plane of symmetry. Even if vertical plane of symmetry is present in addition to CNH, point group remains CNH only. Even sigma V present means also it will remain as sigma H only. Now example, let's take that is trans dichloroethylene. Let's take trans dichloroethylene. It is having the structure like this: Cl, H and Cl. It is trans dichloroethylene. It is having the C2H point group. Let's see it how. Now see here, if you pass a plane of symmetry here and rotate it by C2 rotations, that means 360 by 180. By 180 we will get n is equals to 2. By rotating by C2 operations, that is it consists of two-fold axis of symmetry, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you rotate this molecule by 180 degree 2 times, we will get a virginal configuration. That is, after this what will happen, this Cl1 will come in the position of Cl3 and this will go in the position of this one, and this H2 will come here and this H4 will come here. Again in another rotation, what will happen here in this place of Cl1, what will be there? Cl3 will be there. After 180 degree rotation, and this Cl3 will come back in its position, and this Cl1 will go back in its position. By rotating by C2 rotations, we will get the virginal configuration back. Now identity is present in every molecule. Now here the C2 rotational axis of symmetry, that is two-fold rotational axis of symmetry, is present in a trans dichloroethylene. Now the next, the important is sigma H, that is horizontal plane of symmetry. What is horizontal plane of symmetry? Means the imaginary line which is perpendicular to the principal axis. Now it is the principal axis. It is a principal axis. So we are rotating the molecule by C2 rotations, we are getting a virtual configurations. Now here it is a principal axis and it is the perpendicular axis. Principal axis and it is a perpendicular axis. It is bisecting the molecule like this. So here is the plane. It is a principal axis and this plane is perpendicular. So it will cut into two parts, that is front part and back part. The front part will be mirror image of the back part and back part will be mirror image of the front part. So here is a sigma H in this. And so it is having C2H point group in the trans dichloroethylene. Now the next example is C3H point group. C3H point group, that is boric acid point group. Now boric acid, that is BOH thrice. In this, now let's write the structure of this. Sorry, I will write it here. That is OH and OH. So let's take it all as 1, 2, 3. And by performing C3 operations, that means rotating by 120 degree by 3 times, we'll get a virginal configuration. C3 operations is present in this. So if I will just show one operation. See here, rotating the molecule by 120 degree, this OH will come this side and this OH2 will come this side and this OH3 will go there. So it is like this, that is OH1, OH2 and it is OH3 like this. If you perform C3 operations, then we will get a virginal configuration. Now sigma H is also present. It is planar. For every planar molecule there is a plane of symmetry is present. So it is a principal axis. No, it is a principal axis. So it is perpendicular axis. So it is bisecting the molecule like this. So the front of and the back of will be formed. So they are the mirror images of each other. It is having C3H, that means identity plus C3 plus sigma H. It is of boric acid. Now we have learnt about the CnH group. Now the next one is C infinity V group. That is C infinity V point group. In this, C infinity is present. That means infinite fold rotational axis of symmetry is present, and also infinite sigma V will be present. That means infinite vertical plane of symmetry are present. What are the examples of this C infinity V group? Means linear molecules are the examples of this C infinity V group. Linear molecules can be rotated about its principal axis to any desired any desired degree, and have infinite number of vertical planes. So linear molecules are having C infinity V group. In general, molecules belongs to C infinity V point group or linear without a center of symmetry. That means inversion center is not present in this C infinity V group. So C infinity plus infinity sigma V is belongs to C infinity V. These are the symmetry elements in this C infinity V group. In the beginning of video, I have said that I will complete diagonal point groups also in this video, but it has become a long video, so I will explain the diagonal point groups in my next video. I hope you like my video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and support us. Thank you.